legendary Legends Sports Bar here, right across from the beautiful Empire State Building. Very intimate here downstairs at Legends. This is really our host location for all of our media events that we do. We're really thankful to Enda for his hospitality. For Legends, we had a great after party here for the last fight. That was November 9th. That was Callum Walsh's first fight, his MSG debut, November 9th. And we got such a great reception from all the fans from MSG that the folks at MSG, just want to introduce them, acknowledge them. Sal Federico is here, Larry Torres, and actually Joel Fisher. Want to show our appreciation for their support, and it was really a collaboration with the folks at Madison Square Garden to bring Callum Walsh back here for St. Paddy's weekend. We're excited. When we announced this show, I got so many fighters and so many managers, so many promoters asking to have their fighters on the show. So, you know, we're proud to have these fighters up here on the dais, and proud to put on this compilation of fights. Everyone is, we're featuring local New York talent, very popular fighters, fan favorites, and we're happy to put this compilation together, headlined by Callum Walsh. Just want to thank Forged Irish Stout for being a very supportive sponsor of Callum and of this event. Want to thank Hustler Casino out in Los Angeles. They've been supportive for all of our shows, and happy to have them on board. Howlerhead Whiskey, naturally, it's known as Dana White's brand of whiskey, so we're happy to have Howlerhead on board as a sponsor. So again, thank you for all coming out. It's good to be back here at Madison Square Garden. Lou knows the history that I've had here at Madison Square Garden. He was an integral part of that, because the first fighter I ever started working with was Kevin Kelly, the Flushing Flash, and Lou at the time was responsible for giving him the opportunity to fight on HBO. And you know, Kevin being as popular here in New York, fighting at MSG Boxing, Lou giving him the opportunity to be on HBO, then he became a huge fan favorite. So ever since then, ever since those times, I've been ingrained here. Even though I'm from the West Coast, I've been ingrained here to New York City, especially with Madison Square Garden. So anytime we have the opportunity to promote at the Garden, it's a golden opportunity for us. So with that being said, I want to actually introduce a gentleman from the FDNY boxing team. They have our event is Friday night, March 15th, and the day before, on March 14th, Thursday night, it's going to be the International Battle of the Badges event. So we want to bring up Bobby McGuire. He can say a few words. We're always very supportive of the FDNY, the NYPD. When we were here with Triple G at the shows at Madison Square Garden, Bobby was gracious enough to set up a visit to one of the local fire stations, and they showed Triple G and his son all the different locations of the firehouses. So we definitely appreciate everything they do, and I want to turn the microphone over to Bobby.
As you know, my name is Bobby McGuire. I'm the president of the FDNY boxing team. We are hosting the first ever International Battle of the Badges on Thursday, March 14th. Basically, it's the FDNY taking on the world for charity. We have police and firefighters coming from London, Denver, Chicago, Atlanta, Philly, Houston. It's going to be a great show. We have 16 bouts scheduled right now. I want to acknowledge a few of our coaches and fighters who are here today. They just came from the gym as they're all working very hard, getting ready to take on some of the baddest police firefighters from around the world. Our head coach, Mike Suzarino, raise your hand, please. Our vice president, Jeff Corain. Trainer, Jerry Ryan. And a couple of the guys will be lacing it up on Thursday night. Victor Woods. Fabian Zavala, Adrian Maldonado, James Gennari, Prince Jacob, Julian Gonzalez, and Dmitry Vekrovsky. So these guys are all working real hard. You know, these guys do this on their own time, including the coaches and trainers, and they do this for charity. All proceeds from that event will be going to Tunnels and Towers, a great organization I'm sure everyone is familiar with. And we just hope to see you there. It'll be an exciting night of amateur boxing. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Anything we can do to support that event, we'll definitely do that. And we're actually going to have our ceremonial weigh-in as part of that event on Thursday night. So you'll see all the fighters up here on the scale as part of the weigh-in, part of the International Battle of the Badges event. So we appreciate Bobby and definitely appreciate all the work he does raising funds for Tunnel of Towers and for the FDNY. With that being said, I want to acknowledge a few boxers that weren't able to be here today. Brian Sabayo was on the show, local fan favorite, Golden Gloves winner, and his father unfortunately is ill and he's in the hospital, so Brian is with his father in the hospital, but he'll be fighting March 15th. Also, Fergal McCrory had a death in the family. He was scheduled to be here. He's training here in New York. He was, I tell you, Fergal sold so many tickets for the November show that we're happy to have him back on this Irish-themed show. So our thoughts and prayers are with Fergal for the loss of his mother-in-law over there in Ireland. But he'll be back out here this week and training and doing interviews. So happy to have Fergal on the show. With the theme of the Battle of the Badges, with Bobby here representing the FDNY, we're really excited to announce Nisa Rodriguez being on the show. She's an active Nisa is an active NYPD officer. She's a multiple Golden Glove champion. She told me she's fought at the Garden before, and so we're happy to have her on the show. This will be her professional debut. She will be there at the Battle of the Badges, like I said, for the weigh-in. So I want to have Nisa say a few words of being on the show.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone involved and giving me the opportunity. It's a pleasure to come back where it all started. I remember the first time I fought in the Garden, I was 17 years old, the youngest in my division, and I'm happy to have my full debut there. And thank you for all the support.
Thank you, Nisa. We, like I said, we definitely support the NYPD. It's not easy, the jobs that you guys, that you all do, and we appreciate everything, keeping the city safe. So, with that, we want to highlight another fan favorite. Cletus Seldon has come on our radar screen a number of times. I've been familiar with his career. Bernie Barmasol, our publicist, has mentioned him a number of times, and so we're excited to have Cletus as part of this show, known as the Hebrew Hammer. Definitely a fan favorite, and brings out a lot of attention, a lot of fans. So, Cletus, you want to say a few words about returning to the Garden?
Finally. It took me 6 years to get back to this opportunity. I've been held back through this entire time, and for me to be here at Madison Square Garden in New York has been one hell of a ride. I'm excited. I have going to show the best version of the Hebrew Hammer. We're fighting at Madison Square Garden. I'm 27-1 with 22 knockouts. I'm ranked 9th in the world by the WBA. And if there's ever been a time for a Jew in New York to be fighting in the winning, it's now. So come out March 15th, Irish crowd, Jewish crowd, one hell of a place. New York, we are ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
See, Cletus definitely brings the hammer with all the knockouts, the excitement, and like I said, we're excited to have him on the show. He just adds a big part of what we're planning for March 15th. Definitely planning to bring A lot of excitement with these shows. We're excited to have our shows telecast on UFC Fight Pass. Wanted to give a big shout out to Dana White for his support. And it's really the first time where a boxing promotion company where we're trying to cross promote with the UFC fan base, a worldwide UFC fan base. Fight Pass is streamed worldwide. Callum Walsh is considered one of the fastest rising stars in boxing because of the support that he's gotten from UFC Fight Pass and the UFC fan base. So we're really excited about that and just happy to have our events on UFC Fight Pass. With that, I want to bring on another very successful, very popular local New York fighter. Also heard a lot of great things about Reshat Mahdi. He's definitely, when it comes to selling tickets, Reshat is at the top of the list. So we were excited to work with MSG and his manager, Keith Connolly, who I've known Keith for a number of years. So we're excited to have Reshat Mahdi on the show. Reshat.
Just want to, thank Tom and 360 Promotions for this opportunity. Everybody knows me from other platforms and other promotions that I was with. Now I just set that aside. Now I start making an impact in the 140 division, which is the most stacked division in this boxing game right now. And my game here is to fight, and making sure that everybody here enjoys the fight. I know you guys said, Cletus was saying the Jewish people are going to be there and the Irish people are going to be there, but you guys can't forget about the Albanians. So there's going to be a lot of Albanians. So I'm here to put on a show, put Albania on the map in the boxing scene, and put on a good show for everybody else here watching.
All the fighters up here, I think they realize the opportunity to fight at Madison Square Garden. When we were building Triple G, I was insisting on HBO, with HBO, to bring him here to Madison Square Garden, and it worked. Having him here fight in New York City, the media capital of the world, worked, and that's what we're looking to do with all the fighters here on the show, raising their profile, raising the popularity, and raising the popularity of bringing Hollywood Fight Nights, the New York City edition, out here. So with that, I want to bring up, it's definitely an Irish-themed card. Happy to have Fergal McCrory fighting on the show. Joe Ward is an Olympic gold medalist, but he's in a tough fight. We want to introduce a fighter who's also local. He's from right across the border here in New Jersey. I want to introduce Derrick Webster.
I just want to say thanks for the opportunity. This was my first time fighting Madison Square Garden. Boxing is one hell of a ride, so respect to all the fighters up here. 16, 17 years in the game, I've been turned down by some of the biggest names. And that's probably due to me being chief sparring partner in a lot of these world championship training camps, giving them all the best work they can give. So this will be the first time that somebody actually accepted a fight with me. So I know Joe gonna come ready. I'm definitely gonna be ready. I'm studying. I don't see anything, to be putting too much worry about this boxing. So we're gonna go out there and show them come March 15th.
Thanks, Derrick. As I mentioned, Derrick's going to fight Joe Ward. Want to acknowledge Adam Glenn as his manager, and the person that doesn't need an introduction up here, his promoter, Lou DiBella. Like I said, I've known Lou from his HBO days. Lou is an icon in the boxing business, so we're happy to have Lou here representing Joe Ward. Joe, I understand, will be here at the end of the week, and he'll be here local, and we'll set up through Lou a lot of interviews and publicity, having Joe, an Olympic gold medalist, on the show. Lou?
Thank you, Howard. This is a really great event, and it's really important to keep up our tradition in New York of having a big show at St. Paddy's Day, and Tommy this year with Callum as an attraction reached out, and, Joe Ward's on the card, Fergal's on the card, and then this is a card that's really tremendously set up. It's really, really well thought out. Nisa, an active police officer, You got a guy that's a huge star already in the Albanian community, but he's got the talent to be a big star around the world in boxing. He's got that kind of talent, and I think he's going to be given on the big stage of the Garden an opportunity to prove that again. And you know, Cletus is he's like the Engelbert Humperdinck of boxing. But you know, it's sort of cool. Like, Cletus coming back, Garden, the Jewish community is going to support him on St. Paddy's Day, so I think that's great. And Derrick Webster is the toughest opponent Joe Ward's ever fought. Joe blew out his knee in his pro debut with shocking injury in a fight he was winning at the Garden. By the way, he's won every fight since then. But it's time to step up, and we know that Derrick Webster is a threat. That's why we made the fight, because I got to find out, and Joe's got to find out at this point as a professional, is he ready for the top of the division? He needs to get past Derrick Webster to do that. So it's a really meaningful fight for Joe. He's going to be in New York on Friday. We're going to make him available to everybody. Thanks, Dana. Thanks, UFC Fight Pass, for supporting boxing. Thanks, Tommy, for bringing a really, really quality show here. Always a pleasure to work with old friends.
Thank you, Lou. Always appreciate those words, and very happy to have you involved on the show. With that, I'd be remiss talking about anything from my boxing career, or especially here at Madison Square Garden, if I didn't mention the two heavyweight champions I had the honor to work with, Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko. They fought a number of times here at Madison Square Garden. Our thoughts and prayers are with them, what they're going through right now in Ukraine. Vitaly is the mayor of Ukraine, so definitely want to keep them in our thoughts, and you know, just you know, hopefully, you know, all these conflicts around the world, and with Cletus, what's happening in Israel right now, and just you know, really hopefully this can resolve itself in the near future. With that, I want to bring up a representative for the WBC. Jill knows Vitaly Klitschko as a WBC heavyweight champion very well. Jill Diamond is institution at the WBC. She's representing them today. We got the fight with Callum Walsh versus Dauren Yeleussinov, who's from Kazakhstan. I've been known to work with popular Kazakh fighters, so right now I'm on the opposite side of the table but he's going to bring out a lot of Kazakh fans, and I want to give Jill Diamond the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of the WBC.
Hello, everybody. Tom, you have done it again. New York, Madison Square Garden, St. Patrick's Day. This is going to be one exciting fight. Undisputed prospect, a warrior from Kazakhstan. You know about the people from Kazakhstan, how they fight. Mauricio Suleiman, Alberto Leon are so thrilled to be sanctioning this fight. Hopefully they'll be there that night. I know I will. And at the end of the fight, we'll see if Irish eyes are smiling. I know the rest of us will be smiling, because it's going to be a fabulous evening. And Tom, I agree with you. Peace in the world.
Thank you, Jill. Once again, the fight between King Callum Walsh and Dauren Yeleussinov, whose brother is actually also an Olympic gold medalist. Dauren comes from a great tradition of Kazakh boxing, Kazakh amateur boxing, a lot of experience there. So with that's going to be a great fight, 11-3 with 10 knockouts. So Callum's not going to have to look very far to find Dauren. So with that, I want to introduce Callum Walsh. He's a 6-time Irish national champion, European gold medalist, trains with Hall of Fame trainer Freddie Roach out there in Hollywood, California. Callum can say a few words about how he got hooked up with Freddie. That's an interesting story, and we're just excited to have him here on his pretty much his national holiday, St. Paddy's weekend. King Callum Walsh.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for being here again today. Thanks for having me back here in New York. I told you last time I was going to put on an exciting fight, and I was going to give you a good fight. And I definitely did. It was definitely exciting. It was 10 rounds of action, and I got the win. Wasn't really happy with it. I know I'm a lot better than that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you what else I can do here in a couple of weeks. You know, put on a better performance, a better show, and like I said again, another good fight. And yeah, that thing about the Irish eyes smiling, the Irish eyes are always smiling. The worst thing's gonna happen, we're just gonna go to the pub. I mean, that's the worst thing's gonna happen, we're all gonna come back here and go drinking. And we'll be smiling, and maybe fighting. But I know I'm looking forward to being out here in New York again at the Garden. You know, I'm 22 years old. It's been my second time headlining the Garden in 4 months. So it's an honour to be able to do that. I appreciate everything the Garden has done for me, and I appreciate Tom Loeffler and Dana White and everybody that's involved in my career. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back out here and fighting and making this my second home. Yeah, so I'll give it back to Tom Loeffler. That's all I have to say.
Before we wrap up, Enda has food prepared there in the back, so we have the food for the media. I want to actually thank a few of the people. I couldn't do this on my own, so Mike Stiles is here. He's heads up all the operations for 360. Chuck Boziger is our matchmaker. We have Bernie Barmacel, Fred Sternberg, Ed Keenan is here on the publicity side, so we want to really thank everyone that helps me put these events together. And again, Joel Fisher, Sal Federico, Larry Torres, the tremendous staff at Madison Square Garden. We couldn't do an event like this without them. Tickets are on sale. They start at $45. And just want to encourage everyone to come out for the show. We'll be here, Callum will be here on Monday of fight week, so we'll have a lot of events planned Monday of fight week. I know Wednesday will be the press conference at Chase Square. I think I can announce that already. And then the weigh-in will be Thursday at the Battle of Badges. So we look forward to seeing you, everyone, for St. Patrick's Day week, and especially on the weekend. Thank you.